Hello guys, Ben here, and welcome back to Minecraft, Evolution of a Village. I've long since stopped keeping track of what episode we are in, so what we're going to do today is really edit this and kind of create something unique. Put this here, okay. How am I best gonna do this? You know what? Well, since it was really just okay. So what I'm gonna be doing is grabbing this, and I think some of the spruce as well. Okay, I don't even know if it replaced anything. But really what we're doing today is going to be taking the... I just realized that. That's fine. We're really going to be using spruce and the oak logs. And we're going to be creating a palisade here. I'm trying to debate how best I want to do this. Whether I want to have one gate, one large gate, which is probably going to be a smart decision. That also means so in other news, we have had the first round of the NFL draft that happened. Also, I'm going to get rid of this door because, well, I'm using a different texture pack, and, well... Okay, well, I guess that means I can replace this... Why do I have two sets of grass blocks? Whatever. And what we're doing here is we're making this what's known as a Motte and Bailey castle. Now, I am putting the gate here because I think it looks better. And I know this is kind of like a very rudimentary gate, and when we get to the actual castle, which I think I'm going to put up there, yep, whoops, I don't need one of those. We're going to be using a more sophisticated system for a lot of parts. I'm not sure how large I'm going to make this. But most of the time, you would just take the trunks of the trees, and that would be your wall. Like, there wouldn't be, you know, a specific science behind, you know, how large to make it, you know. You wouldn't even do anything other than just select a bunch of logs. One of the other things that would happen, oops, is occasionally you would put either like a walkway up top, or that's about the approximate length, or you would elevate the terrain slightly behind the palisade in order to allow you to defend from behind this. There we go. Actually, I'm going to need that to be... Well, that was peculiar. I may tame that puppy if he stays inside of this gatey. But yeah, so I'm going to kind of talk about the draft that happened last night, and maybe I will... I'm not sure if I'm going to give my opinion on how I think the picks were or anything. I might. I don't know. It all depends. So the first pick, Cleveland took Myles Garrett, defensive end from Texas A&M. And, well, I think that was the obvious pick, and, you know, everybody said it was a good pick, and I agree. And even though I'm not a Browns fan, I definitely think it was the right move, and I'm happy that they didn't reach for Trubisky like the Bears did at number 2. Honestly, I kind of agree with a lot of the experts who said that you really shouldn't be taking a quarterback in the first round of the draft this year, because none of them are really first round quality. I know, you know, people are going to say, oh, you don't know that for sure. And that's correct. I don't know that for sure. I don't think anybody does. But, you know, in past drafts, we've had, you know, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Marcus Mariota, what's his face, Jameis Winston. And the Bears reaching or trading up to number 2 from spot 3, where, you know, the Niners supposedly wanted who had the pick at first, who had the original pick. I heard that there were rumors that they had credible trades on offer where people wanted Solomon Thomas, who they eventually did take. And the Niners were tempted to, because they were absolutely blown away, but they went with the offer from the Bears, which allowed them to get Thomas and a bunch of other picks, because the Niners traded down one spot and also got a boatload more picks, which, you know, I think any GM worth his salt would have done what they did. Yeah, I don't want that there. Okay, and now all we have to do is connect this, and we've got a straight shot. That's nice. Now, I'm probably also going to dig a ditch. I'm not sure if I'm going to fill it with water. I might. I think it'd be cool, especially considering, you know, there's still a ton of this episode left. But the first thing that we need to do is dig that ditch. Because we've already built the wall. Make Minecraft right now. I can't even say that with a straight face. There we go. There we go. So this is actually very similar to what a castle would be like, and you'll notice that I think the contrast is a bit high on this, but, you know, is what it is. I wouldn't change too much of it. I'm not really going to change this spot so much, but I am going to start digging a ditch, probably starting here. However, I am going to leave, you know, some of the terrain. I'm not sure how deep I'm going to make this, but I want to leave the terrain that's like right up against there. That way I don't have to dig too much more out myself, or, you know, re-profile the terrain any much more than I already do. Now, the reason why you would do this is because, number one, it creates an artificial hill, and number two, it makes it just that much harder to get into the fortress, because, you know, if you wanted to attack it from here, oops, you know, you've got this ditch right here, and all of a sudden you really can't, and you essentially have to get in through the gate. Actually, I'm going to raise this up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's much better. Much better. And I'm also trying to make this wide enough so that, you know, you couldn't jump it. Now, one of the things I'm thinking about doing is starting to stream on Twitch. So if you guys want to see that, go ahead and just let me know in the comments. Now, I'm going to skip over a lot of picks just because I think there's nothing too crazy. I just want to talk about the highlights, really. I think those are the most important moments to look at. So the Jets, the New York Fuck the Jets, took Jamal Adams, who I personally think was the best player available in the draft. You know, great leader, and apparently an all-around good person as well. But also, I think definitely the best safety available, best defensive back available. I don't think that can really be questioned. I mean, unless you're really high on Marshawn Lattimore or Malik Hooker, I don't think there's really any question that Jamal Adams was the best defensive back, and definitely has both the highest ceiling, but also the most but also was the most NFL ready. And I'm not just saying that because I really like his play style, because he's what I would want in a free safety, which is a big hitter, and I wouldn't call him necessarily a ball hawk, but he does have good ball skills. Phrasing. Now I really actually want to use this to my advantage, because that's a really steep hill, and that's a dungeon. Or, I thought it was a dungeon. I was wrong. It's going to take a little getting used to with the andesite texture looking like cobble. But yeah, I'll get used to it. It's also interesting that, you know, this is a lower res texture pack, but I think it blends better. Just because... Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using any water. There we go. But if I do, it'll definitely fit. Okay, so now I need to go to this side. And honestly, that side's steep enough to where all I have to do with this part of the ditch is just dig it out. But the reason why you would do this is, again, like I said, just because it's a good idea to make it as defensible as possible, but also it creates this artificial hill that's needed. And this is where the word moat comes from, is from the Motte and Bailey Castle. Because, we'll go ahead and, there we go. That looks like a proper Motte and Bailey Castle. Now, the entrance wouldn't necessarily be just like that, but should make this as difficult. Okay, maybe not like that, but you know, I'll just dig this a little bit deeper. So if you're unfortunate enough to fall into this, you know, it's not going to be easy getting out. Dang it. Whatever. Okay. That looks good. That said, we go. Better. Okay. Well, I want to try and keep it so that if you were an attacker and you did fall in, you know, it's not going to be easy to get yourself out. Like I said, I might add water to this, and I might not. Because you have to remember that this is a totally different system. But, you know, if you're attacking, it's going to be really difficult to get back in here. Though this is a river, so it might be a good idea to fill that with water. But you can't attack it from over here, simply because not only do you have to run down this massive hill, but now you've got to go all the way back up, and, well, there's just no way you're getting a siege engine up that, or even soldiers, really. That would be incredibly difficult. So, you know, the wall back here is just, you know, precaution. So this is turning into, like, the keep of the Motte Bailey Castle. Also, hey puppy, do you want some bones? Let's go grab some bones. Where's miscellaneous? What do I want to get rid of? Ugh. Cobble. Hey doggy. There we go. Let's get rid of the bone now. Follow me. You coming? Buddy, come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. So, guys, if you want to... Also, another cool thing. If you want to name the dog, go ahead. Come on. Hey, silly. Get your bum over here. Come on. Come on. Come over here. There you go. There you go. So yeah, if you want to name the puppy, just say so. Okay, cool. So next episode, I'll have the... I'm going to sit you down here. So next episode, I'm going to raise the terrain inside of this so that this is actually a usable palisade. So people could defend this house, the keep. And also, this is pretty unique, but you know, you can definitely use this part of the keep just for when people come attacking in. You can pew pew and pew 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 pew. And of course, with the tower, this is an unusually developed Motte Bailey Castle, but it's there. It is definitely usable. And of course, the watchtower over here is also really, really nice. Especially when you factor in that... So yeah. The other pick that I really liked was Cleveland trading down from 12 to allow the Texans to take Deshaun Watson. They eventually turned that one into Jabril Peppers, and then they traded back into the first round to get David Njoku, tight end from Miami. What was the other pick that I really, really liked from them? I think... Oh, no, the Browns had... Sorry. What was the other one? It was... The pick that I really liked. Was actually Kansas City trading with the Bills to get Patrick Mahomes, who I think has a lot of potential. I'm just unsure about whether it was a good pick at number 10, because I think Mahomes is very... Let me put it this way: Mahomes is a good pick for them, because he won't have to start day one. Whereas Deshaun Watson will, and I think that's gonna. I think Watson's gonna bust. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.